What up, people? It's Nickopz here, and today I'm going to be talking about some drama that's going on in the NRS scene right now. Well, to put it more bluntly, for people that won't understand it, the Mortal Kombat community and the Street Fighter community. There seems to be a little beef going on in the community right now, and I think some people are taking it to a place it doesn't need to go. So I'm going to give y'all the facts because a lot of people are wrong on this, as per usual, and people aren't talking about the facts when it comes to everything that's going on. So as you can see right here, these people hosted a Mortal Kombat tournament. And from this picture, it looks like it's just flooded with Homelander players left and right. Now, this one I'm not sure about, but the second one I am sure about. The first dude here, Online Kill, there were some people saying he used Lao and Sector most of the tournament. I do not know if that is true, but I know for sure number 4 here, Amaki, who also goes by the name Joystick OD, only used Homelander once in the tournament. So he put this picture here like as a joke. And then after he posted this, a lot of people, ended up starting to trash Mortal Kombat as per usual. And that's proof right here. The Joystick OD person, he laughed because he really put Homelander on there. And even the person right here says, basically, he knows he didn't use him like that. So now let's go on to the tweet that started all the beef. If we go here, this person that goes by the name of Boost, he's a Street Fighter player, actually a really good Street Fighter player. And he said, I thank myself every day for playing Street Fighter instead of these Weenie Hut Junior games. Now, he was making a joke out of it, but a lot of people, took this and ran with it. Don't know how serious he was about it, but at the end of the day, he just was making a joke about it. Now, whether you think the joke is bad or not very, a good thing to say, this, that, and the other, it's irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, people make jokes all the time. But I will say if he was being serious, this looks very dumb for a lot of reasons. And I don't even know where to start. Now, let's get one thing out of the way before I get into why I feel like this joke was just dumb. Let's discuss this part right here. So Tweety, someone who is a part of the NRS scene, he says, why is it random bums that say stuff like this? It's never Mena or Taquito punching down. Wonder why. Now, this is why I'm happy I actually play all of the games, because Tweety, he was saying a lot of stuff right later on, but this right here was wrong. He was completely wrong about this, because if you watch Street Fighter at all, Boost isn't a bum at all. And one of the people that Tweety brought up, Mena, he actually beat Mena in a tournament like 3 months ago. So this was just flat out wrong. You can tell that Tweety's not really informed in the Street Fighter community. So him saying this, because I know y'all think since I'm primarily a Mortal Kombat channel that I'm going to be biased to this. I'm not. Tweety was 100% wrong by saying this. The dude is not a bum. He is really good at the game he plays. Now, a lot of stuff Tweety was saying after this was, of course, right when he was replying to people in another tweet, but I don't think this was right to say because the dude isn't a bum. Like right here, as you can see, 3 months ago, he ended up beating Mena RD, who has dominated Street Fighter for the longest. Now, to be fair, he beat a weakened form Mena. He beat Mena when, Luke just freshly got nerfed and Mena was trying to find his footing again. Mena wasn't doing crazy good around this time. I know it's weird to say that because, it's grand finals here, but everyone knows he wasn't performing, the best he could. Even he said it. So, yeah. Now we got that out of the way. Let's go back to what Boost said, because he's calling Mortal Kombat a Weenie Hut Junior game because there's so many Homelanders. So let's break this down right here. First of all, there's only really 4 Homelanders, which is still a lot. But you want to know something that's really funny? You can't even make this stuff up, because I actually just posted a tweet on this. I went and found TNS. So TNS runs tournaments that a lot of players enter, and they list the format of their winners look like just like this. And as you can see off this picture here, look who placed 4th in this tournament, and look how many Kens there are. There are 3 Ken players. This tournament was October 9th, and there's 3 Ken players here. So unless you're saying one more character, one less character turns the game into a Weenie Hut Jr. game, that's really funny to me, because there was 4 Homelanders here, and not even a month ago, literally not even a month, you in a tournament. So let's go ahead. Yep, it's right here. So again, look at that. 3 Kens. And if you play Street Fighter, you know Ken is easily one of the most popular characters in the game. And most likely, I would have to do more research on this, but I'm 90% sure Ken is the most popular tournament character of all time. So Boost saying that, you know, again, I always say if there's anybody that has the right to trash on other fighting games, it's Street Fighter players, because the prestige in their scene and all the, you know, real opportunities and all the actual real money that Street Fighter players make. I always say, you know, I get if Street Fighter players trash on other scenes, you know, it kind of makes sense. You know, it's still uncalled for. But the way he trashed on the scene was just dumb. You're saying it's a Weenie Hut Jr. game because there was 4 Homelanders, actually real 4 Homelanders, if you did a little bit of research, but you were just in a tournament not less than a month ago, and 3 Kens right here. So it just doesn't make sense to me. It was like the wrong person to say this. And you play Ken, dude. Like, you play Ken. It's funny because anybody who actually plays Street Fighter knows that a Ken player should not be bashing on other people using a popular character. It's just comedy. It really is. That's why I don't get why so many people are taking it serious. Well, just thinking about it, as I said, I get it. A lot of people in the FGC aren't really in the FGC. They're in the FGC for their respective games. They're not in the complete FGC, not the fighting game community. They're in the Street Fighter community, the Guilty Gear community, the Tekken community. If you play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, this is just like a joke, you know. And if he meant this seriously, like, it's still just crazy to me, because again, not even a month ago, you in the tournament, I went and took a screenshot and everything just now. 3 Kens. And I guarantee if I keep going back, I can find more where there was multiple Kens easily. So what people are trying to do to combat this tweet is they're bringing up a older picture that had like 5 Lukes in it. And I don't feel like that's a good way to combat it. It makes sense, but that was earlier in the game. I brought something recent. So then this one, it starts getting like, oh, before I get to that, this is a tournament from October as well. This is recent. This was like 5-6 days ago. Look at the variety in that tournament right there. Look at the variety. So, I mean, again, people just push this negative stigma on NRS games, and it's really unfair. And to put it bluntly, why it's unfair, NRS games do not start off really good, but they end up becoming good games over time. But they never get a chance to showcase how good the game is, and people never get a chance to talk about how good the game is, because after 2 years, usually they're making another game. But every other fighting game is allowed to be trash at the beginning, especially games like Street Fighter, because Street Fighter 5 was garbage at the beginning. Street Fighter 6, it was okay at the beginning, but it's much better now. So other fighting games are allowed to be trash at the beginning and then get good, but NRS is not. I think that's very stupid that a lot of people do not realize that. NRS games do not have the chance to become good overall to the masses, because by the time the game is great, they get the game to a good position, they're on to the next game usually. Now they're slowing up on that now, but that has been the case in the past easily. So you can see all the variety right here. You know, again, I think the game is in a very good spot. Yes, Homelander's top 1. Well, I'm not going to say that. I personally believe it's arguable, but a lot of people think Homelander is top 1. So again, whatever, there has to be a best. I don't know why people are so bent on just always trashing on the best. After y'all get rid of the best, there's going to be a new best. So I think Homelander being the best in the game right now is not that bad. You know, he's a cool DLC guest character that's going to get some people to play the game, and if it's not going to be him, it's going to be Havoc. It's going to be Sindel. It's going to be, anyone else. There always has to be a best. Period, point blank. So then, now this is where this is getting taken to a place I don't think it needs to go. I might make another video on this, but I don't know if I want to. So Punk here, who is one of the best Street Fighter players of all time, he says, why people get hurt over someone's opinion on your fighting game can never really understand that. Man's entitled to his opinion, and then you're so salty, you start coming at his accomplishments, and he just started, and you haven't accomplished much more in your game. So they start beefing on this, and I think these two are taking it to a place it doesn't need to go. I might make another video on this, because now they talking about fighting, like setting up a boxing match. I don't really think it's that deep. Punk is known for being a villain in his scene, and a lot of people call him a crybaby. A lot of people say he does this, that, and the other. But I really just think, I don't agree with everything Punk does. Sometimes I feel like he goes too far, but at the end of the day, he's a dude that's passionate about the game he plays. And in our scene, we don't really have that for the most part. We don't have names in the scene that are multiple people that can be the face of the scene. Like Street Fighter, you got Daigo, you got Takedo, you got Punk, you got Mena. All NRS has is Sonic. Because Sonic has dominated, and we have a 2 and a 3 like Ninja Killer and Nickopz, but Ninja Killer ain't really active in the community at all. Never has been and never will be, in my opinion. Like, yeah, he's around, but he's not like a face of the community. For being good, yes, but he's not really vocal like a lot of the people in the Street Fighter scene are, or any other scene. And then the third player, Nickopz, and you can swap Ninja Killer and Nickopz if you want, for 2 and 3. We don't hear nothing from him really. He's in a whole nother country, which doesn't, really matter. It's just he's still not vocal about the game at all. So, yeah, that's the point I wanted to make. I feel like I might make a video on this because it ended up getting really bad between these two right here. And I think that would be a whole nother separate video if I decide to make that. I don't know if I want to. The main point I wanted to take from this is everyone just needs to stop being... The main point I want to make is everyone needs to stop being hypocrites. Like, if y'all are going to come for the NRS scene, at least do it right. Saying the game is this and that because of a character's dominating. Are we acting like Tekken didn't have Leroy? Are we acting like Tekken didn't have Dragunov? Are we acting like Street Fighter didn't have Luke, Street Fighter 5 at the end of the life cycle? Like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? Street Fighter 6, at the beginning of Street Fighter 6, Luke, Ken, Shuri. Oh, that's the part I was missing. I think this is the first tournament for Street Fighter ever, like the first really big tournament. Count the juries, y'all. Count the juries. So we have top 8 right here. Goat Gloat playing jury. Then we have Nephew playing jury. And Zeke playing jury. And then the person, one of the people in the video, Punk, he was playing jury in this as well. That's 4 people in like the first big tournament for Street Fighter 6. One of the first big tournaments playing jury. So, like, what are we doing here? To call a game a Weenie Hut Jr. game because a character is dominating is just ignorant, because it happens in every fighting game. If you're going to come for the scene, at least do it right. That's all I'm saying. And there's so many more things I could say on this topic, but I don't want this video to be too long. And I'm just letting y'all know how I feel about everything. I feel like, Punk and Tweety are taking it to a place it really doesn't need to go, but, it's the FGC. It's the FGC and everything. People are passionate about everything, and stuff can go to levels it doesn't need to go, and people will be entertained from it either way, But that's just what I think about it. People are just still being ignorant. They need to stop. Mortal Kombat is in a good place right now. Everyone needs to stop whining. It's just... Well, I'm not going to say everyone needs to stop whining. If you're genuinely not enjoying the game and you don't like it, that is valid. But I think, personally, the game is in a good spot. I'm not going to say amazing, even though I personally think it is in a really great spot. no one at the current time of playing their current fighting game ever says it's good overall. You didn't hear people playing Street Fighter 5 saying it was good while they were playing it. You didn't hear people playing Tekken 7 saying it was good while they were playing it. You didn't hear people during the time playing MK11 when the game was out saying it was good, because mainly MK11 was trash. Game was terrible. But again, no one, when they're playing their current fighting games for the most part, say it's good. Even Street Fighter 6 players, there's a lot of them that say the game isn't good. But don't let you come for it. Don't let another person say, from another community, say it's not good. Then everybody starts to get heated. I hope you all enjoyed the video. That's all I wanted to say. And let me know what you think about this situation in the comments. And Nickopz out.